Welcome back to the Continental Countdown, folks. There's a lot that's happened on the Hill since the last time we talked. The sun has officially gone into hibernation, student work ethic has plummeted to critical levels, and Hamilton's fall sports teams have finished up their seasons, replaced at long last by hockey, basketball, and squash. Let's talk about it. For the second year in a row, men's soccer competed in the NESCAC semifinals, this time losing to the Tufts Jumbos, the eventual conference champion in Medford, Massachusetts. 3 Continentals earned all-conference honors. Senior Eli Morris, a 3-year starter, was selected to the second team, while sophomores Luke Eccles and Aiden Wood were named to the first team. While Eccles anchored the Hamilton defense, it was Wood that led the conference with 19 points and was tied for first in the conference with 9 goals, including a hat trick in the conference quarterfinal against 10th-ranked Amherst. Now check out this hat trick. Despite losing in the NESCAC semifinals to Tufts, the Hamilton women's soccer team received an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament this season. Led by junior defender Katie McKillop, who earned all NESCAC second-team honors, the women took on 23rd-ranked Misericordia in their first trip to the NCAA playoffs since 2010. Unfortunately, an early Misericordia goal would be enough to end Hamilton's exciting season. The Hamilton football team finished their season with an emphatic 35-14 victory against the Bobcats of Bates College. All 3 of Hamilton's wins came in the second half of the season, and all against teams from Maine. 4 Hamilton players were named to the NESCAC first team: sophomore Joe Schmidt, who led the conference with 10 touchdown receptions; junior Tyler Hudson, who led the conference with 65 tackles and 4 fumble recoveries; and on special teams, punter Billy Wagner and returner Sam Robinson were selected. Robinson, a sophomore, returned to kick off 87 yards for a touchdown in Hamilton's final game of the season against Bates. For the second year in a row, junior field hockey goalie Julia Booth was voted the NESCAC Defensive Player of the Year and selected to the all-conference first team. This year, she is joined on the first team by sophomore Michaela Jatari, who finished 3rd in the league in assists and 2nd in goals, netting 18 in the 2017 campaign. Senior Maggie Rivera finished her impressive college career with a second-team selection. At season's end, the women were ranked 20th in the nation. Winter is finally upon us, and that means Hamilton hockey is back. I'm a Hamilton hockey superfan and make sure to never miss a game, so I can't wait. Here's a picture of me as a freshman at one of the games wearing a condiment. Last season, the men qualified for the NCAA tournament for the first time in team history, losing in the quarterfinals to Norwich, who would go on to win the national title. The team is led once again this year by goalie Evan Beitenhuis, who won National Player of the Year honors in the 2016-2017 season. 4 games into the season, the men's record stands at 3-0-1 with a goal differential of +11. Junior Rory Gagnon scored a hat trick in a 6-0 victory against Stevenson on November 19th and leads the team with 5 goals this season. The boys take on 4th-ranked Trinity at Sage Rink this upcoming Saturday in the Citrus Bowl. Aren't you all excited? It should be a good lime. That was a pretty good joke. I'm going to write that one down. The women's team swept Williams in their first 2 games of the season, winning by scores of 6-2 and 2-1. Unfortunately, with losses to Morrisville State and Utica, their record now stands at 2-2. Sophomore Michaela Jatari has proved a superstar on both the field hockey field and the ice hockey ice, netting 2 goals in the young season and leading the team with 4 points. The women take on the Colby Mules at Sage Rink this Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. The men's basketball team have scored 97 points in each of their last 2 games and have been victorious in their first 3. Sophomore guard Keena Gilmore leads the team with 17 points per game, while junior Tim Doyle has averaged 15.3 in that category and a team best 4 assists per game. Gilmore was one of 2 players to post a double-double in their 9-point non-conference victory against Western Connecticut State this past Tuesday. Junior Andrew Grohl was the other, grabbing 10 rebounds and scoring 12 points. The men take on Utica in the Bundy Scott Fieldhouse this Friday at 7 p.m. The women's basketball team has had success on the hardwood too, winning their first 3 games. Senior Lauren Getman has averaged a double-double thus far with 13 points per game and 11 rebounds per game. It's sophomore Carly O'Hearn, though, that leads the team in scoring average with 16.3 points per game. The women will take on Morrisville State this Friday at 5:30 p.m. The men's squash team, ranked 29 in the preseason poll, are 1-1 after a narrow victory against 28th-ranked Tufts and a loss to 20th-ranked Williams at Williams. The women's team lost their first 2 matches this past weekend to Tufts and Williams. Both teams will play Bowdoin and Middlebury at home this upcoming weekend. Up next, I got the chance to sit down with a junior hockey forward who scored his first career goal against Stevenson on November 19th. All the way from Mahwah, New Jersey, this week's Continental Conversation is with Johnny Stamola. All right, so I'm here with Johnny Stamola, junior forward. Thank you so much for coming by at short notice. I know you guys are busy getting the season started, but we wanted to have you in because last week you had your first goal of your Hamilton career. So just tell us, how did that first goal feel?
Yeah, no, it was great. Being a junior, it's good to kind of finally get in the lineup, be with the guys out there, and it felt good kind of just getting that first one under my belt, and hopefully from here the floodgates open. So we'll see.
How would you score? Was it a slap shot?
No, it was just a wrist shot. Neil Conley threaded a pretty good pass through the slot to me at the point, and then I just kind of put it on net, and I think it actually hit one of their defensemen and deflected in, so kind of a lucky bounce, but we'll take it.
We'll cut that part out. So last season was by far Hamilton's best ever. Just to list some of your accomplishments, you guys finished atop the NESCAC standings, hosted the conference tournament, qualified and won a game in the NCAA tournament, and finished 7th in the nation at the last poll. So what kind of pressure do you guys feel to match or even improve on that success?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we don't really talk about last season too much. We just kind of try to move on from there. Obviously, that graduating class from last year set the bar pretty high and, kind of has started a legacy that we're looking to continue here. So we're just looking to keep doing the little things right, kind of playing our hockey, Hamilton hockey, and, hopefully continuing that success going forward.
Gotcha. Well, you guys are off to a good start already. 3 wins. It's high. Last season, you guys were the last undefeated team in the NCAA, so let's hope that continues. Of course, that sort of success attracts talent from around the country. So besides your extremely skillful freshman class, you guys have 2 Division I transfers, one from Holy Cross and one from the University of Maine. Does that sort of feel like a step forward for the program that you guys are able to attract that sort of talent?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely helpful attracting, bigger time talent like that, guys coming from D1 schools, those are kind of the top talent kind of guys. They're good guys too, Steve Cochran coming from Maine, he's a big boy, ranks in at like 6'6", 225, he's a big boy, so he's good for us on the back end, and Anthony Tirabasi's been great for us in net. He's gotten a couple starts here, and he's been lights out for us, so we can't ask for more from them.
And Cochran, rumor has it, he broke our very own Ian Nichols' foot. Is that true?
Yeah, no, it is true. He actually he took a clapper in practice, and I think Ian thought it was a good idea to get in front of it. And
he's not the brightest.
No, he's not. No. Definitely not. But he's bounced back. He's played through it, so he's a fighter.
Yeah, good for him. I guess I'm happy for him. So the Citrus Bowl is coming up this Saturday against Trinity. Not to look too far back into the past. Again, I know you guys are trying to stay focused, but they were runners-up at last year's NCAA final, and they beat you guys in the conference championship. So what do you guys need to do differently this time around to get that victory?
Yeah, I think we just got to play a full 60 minutes. I think, obviously Trinity is a respectable opponent. We keep it in the back of our head that, they did have our number a bit last year, especially in the finals there. But, going forward, we just got to play 60 minutes of our hockey, and I think, if we can put, 3 periods together like that, we'll be fine, and, we'll come out with the win.
Good stuff. Well, I can't wait for that. But finally, can you talk about the challenges of eating Thanksgiving with a group of Canadian boys?
Yeah, I mean, it's different, that's for sure. Yeah, especially the Frenchies on our team. We got two Quebec guys who they don't quite understand the relevance of Thanksgiving here in America and the importance it is to us. But their Thanksgiving falls in October, so once that blows by, they're all looking forward to Christmas. So they more or less just take advantage of it for the food, but we're happy to have them there.
Ungrateful.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, you boys will be eating again on Saturday. Let's hope so.
You betcha.
All right, thanks, John.
Thanks, Ethan.
Hey, Hamiltonians! Check out this hat. I never go anywhere without it. It's fuzzy, warm, and great for the winter. You can pick one up today at the Hamilton bookstore for 20% off on Cyber Monday. The number is 1-800-HATS. So give a call and pick one up today. Up next, we have our foreign correspondent, Ian Nichols, to tell us about the world of sports. Ian.
Wow. I pegged you as a lot of different things, but I never thought you'd be a sellout.
You should see what they're paying me. Wait till you get an endorsement contract like me.
They're paying a sellout like you.
That's what a sellout is.
All right, I want you to get off here. Let the professionals do their work. You got some real business to take care of. Hello, Hamiltonians, and welcome back from your blatant Canadian Thanksgiving knock-off holiday. Hope you all had a nice week off, stuffing your stomachs and ignoring your responsibilities, as we are now entering the tough home stretch before Christmas. What better way to take your mind off of all the work you're ignoring than with some international sports news? Now, let's jump right back into the Tim Hortons International Spotlight Feature of the Week. This week on the Countdown, I'm highlighting my good buddy and roommate, Rory Gagnon. Rory, a junior on the men's hockey team, hails all the way from Pointe Claire, Quebec, which is right near Montreal to give all you clueless Americans a little bit of context. Rory's a decent guy, works hard. Sure, he's a little rough around the edges, but you get used to him after a while. I mean, I've lived with him for a couple of years now, and it's no walk in the park, let me tell you that. But wait, sorry, I'm getting off topic here. Rory had himself a nice little weekend at the Skidmore Invitational Tournament, picking up 4 goals en route to winning tournament MVP. Rory's strong performance helped the Continentals lock up the tournament championship as the team went 2-0 to remain unbeaten to start the season. Geez, these good old Canadian boys sure know how to play some hockey, eh? Nice job, Rory. Next, we have some interesting, quick-hit international bits from my home country, Canada, aka the world's 3rd hottest travel destination according to roughguides.com. The best football players in the world came together for the 105th Grey Cup in Ottawa Sunday night, and they did not disappoint. The Toronto Argos defeated the Calgary Stampeders 27-24 thanks to a thrilling comeback almost certainly spurred by Shania Twain's electrifying halftime performance. Twain rocked the house, entering the snow-covered field on a dog sled before treating the crowd to a few of her classic hits. It really doesn't get much better than that, does it, folks? Hey, NFL, I hope you're taking some notes. Now, let's finish off with some Harvey's Burgers hockey highlights. In this segment, I have to issue an apology to all you Rangers fans. I chirped New York pretty hard early on this season, but they've somehow turned things around to become one of the hottest teams in the NHL over the past few weeks. I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, seriously, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, look at their roster. I mean, good for them, though, and good for all you fans out there. Meanwhile, keep an eye on these Columbus Blue Jackets. Torts has got this team flying, and I think they're primed for a heck of a year. And now, unfortunately, I'll have to pass you back over to Evan Popkin here as he wants to finish things up. Keep on trucking, Continentals. Over to you, Evan.
You've been calling me Evan a lot. I've actually taken quite a liking to it.
Yeah?
I'm going to keep it.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Congrats.